Time for another edition of the Columbia Cougars Coaches Show here on Mediacom Channel 22. My name is Cosmo with the Zimmer Radio Group, ESPN 100.5, KTGR, and Y107. Coach Mike Davis, the Lady Cougar head coach. Welcome.
Hey, Cosmo.
Congratulations. Win number 20. That's a big one. This past time out, 20-8 on the year. Move up another notch in that top 25 at number 24. And it's unbelievable, but 2 games left in the regular season.
You know, I was talking to Ariel Eldridge, one of our players, just a few days ago, and it seems like yesterday I was picking her up at the airport to get her in here for school starting. And then, you know, time flies and you're into the season and it's Christmas break, and now all of a sudden here we are the last week of the regular season, and fun time, exciting time to be Columbia College athletic booster and fan. Guys and girls both doing well, so it's a fun time of year for us.
2 more games left, 1 on the road, 1 at home. The home game will be a fun one. We'll get more on that with the alumni and the returning players coming back for a fun day on Saturday. But on the road at Hannibal, the last time you guys played them here, it was a battle. It was a memorable night. Obviously, it was the night that Kirsty joined the Century Club with the win. But you got your hands full. They got a solid ball club. Good
team, and traveling up there. You know, we're in a unique situation. We have a 2-game lead in the conference right now with 2 games left. So we have assured ourselves of at least a tie. But, you know, that's what you fight. We had a really good speaker here on campus yesterday. We host the Win Banquet each year for here in Columbia. And the ex-softball coach from UCLA, fantastic lady. And, you know, she had a quote that she talked about, and it was that the game doesn't know. And, you know, her meaning for that was the game doesn't know that you've already clinched a tie. The game doesn't know that you beat them the first time. The game doesn't know all those things. You know, the only thing the game knows is it's time to play.
Right.
So tomorrow be a big ball game for us. They're a very good team. A team that has a couple of really outstanding players. There are matchup problems for whoever plays them. And we will have our hands full, but it will be a fun one.
I know Emily Wilson obviously transferred in from Purdue, a 2-time AMC Player of the Week this season. Certainly can give teams fits. I know she didn't play all of the last game. She was battling a cut on her hand. But
what do you mean she didn't play all the games? It seemed to me like she was out there about 45 minutes.
It did indeed. It was a good win at home, and then now you go to their place and then come home with Harris Stowe here at Southwell Complex on Saturday.
It is a fun weekend. Not only is that an alumni day back on Saturday, but that is also our senior day.
Right.
So both men's and women's teams, we honor our seniors, and you know, that's a fun day. It's a sad day in some ways, but it's a fun day to have families in and honor them. So it's a very important week for us, what we do basketball-wise, but that last week of the season has other meanings as well.
And again, as you get down the stretch here, as you mentioned, you have the conference, at least a share of it, locked up as far as the seating purposes. Home cooking here at Southwell has been good for you, so obviously you want to try.
But we don't have that locked up.
That high seat, exactly.
Yeah, we don't. So, you know, with a tie, and I don't know, I don't think we've ever won a tiebreaker since we've been here at Columbia College. So, you know, we have to take care of business. And for those of the people that are not really familiar with the AMC and the national tournament, how it all works, winning the regular season does not put you in the national tournament. Right. All that does is that assures us of hosting all of our games in the conference tournament. And this has been a good place for our girls. I think it's been a comfort zone for them. And then the winner of our postseason tournament gets the automatic bid to the national tournament. There's a second way to get into the national tournament, and that is by being nationally ranked. And they go right down the last ranking. And if the number 1 team in the country was upset and didn't make it, they get the first at-large bid. And I could be wrong. There's about 13 to 14 at-large bids, something like that. So very important for us to have a great week, stay ranked. We moved up 1 spot last week. But, you know, more than anything for us, we just have to keep playing well. We haven't thought about the next day or the this or that all along. And, you know, we've battled, and as soon as I leave here, we're going to practice. So my thought right now is on practice. Trust me, it is.
Getting ready for the road trip to Hannibal, and then home against Harris Stowe with the Lady Cougars. And then the playoff schedules will fall where they go as far as the season lines up, and that will all be available at ColumbiaCougars.com. We'll come back, talk about a new addition to the AMC Conference and what that might mean for the basketball team. Also a big honor for one of Coach Mike Davis's players. We'll talk about that as well coming up on the Cougar Coaches Show here on Mediacom Channel 22.
At Mediacom, we know life's hectic. That's why we're doing more to simplify your life. Imagine service appointments on your schedule, technicians you don't have to wait for, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Yep, it's all part of a whole new era. Little things to help make life a little easier. Now, who doesn't want that? Mediacom, the power to simplify.
Talking Lady Cougar basketball here on the Cougar Coaches Show, Mediacom Channel 22, and head coach Mike Davis of the Lady Cougars. 2 big games left. Hannibal on the road, a team you beat, and then Harris Stowe is also a squad that you beat as well. But they come to your place, you go to Hannibal, and big wins. Hopefully, knock on chair.
Careful there.
getting ready for the postseason now. The big talk, obviously, in college sports at all levels, especially here in Columbia with Missouri's move to the SEC conference, this conference realignment. There's been a couple schools. McKendree left the AMC conference, a new addition with Benedictine out of Springfield in Illinois, and now another new addition, Lyon College, which I know your team is familiar with. You've already played them twice this year. You split, win here, lost there. You played them a couple times every year. Talk a little bit about what Lyon brings to the AMC, another Arkansas school.
Well, I think they'll be a very good addition, and at least basketball-wise. I don't know their other sports, but basketball-wise, they will be a good addition. I guess I'm a little bit of an old-school kind of guy. You know, when you start talking about conference realignment, I think it's better for everyone if you can get somewhere and stay there, and that be, you know, the rivalries that build up and different things. But that's not the world we live in today, and it's not the landscape that we're all in. So, you know, for us, actually adding 2 teams for next year with Lyon and then Benedictine Springfield. So our women's side will actually be at 10 teams on the basketball side. Now there's a plus for us national tournament-wise. Any conference that has 10 or 10 plus teams receive 2 automatic bids to the national tournament. So you don't want to be at 9. 9's the worst spot you can be at, and actually that's where our guys will be.
Right.
You know, they'll be at 9. So that's a negative for them in not getting to that 10. We have Stevens on the women's side that doesn't have the guys' side. So that's a plus. But Lyon's a very good team. Coach down there has been there several years. They do a good job. They're coming out of the Trans-South Conference, one of the better conferences in the NAIA.
Probably excited to get out of there. They've got the number 2 team Union, and Freed Hardman are in that conference. So
you know, a very good conference. So they're used to playing good people. They recruit good kids, and they will be a good plus and a good addition for us.
And a little bit of a trip as far as the road trip goes. Batesville, Arkansas, still longer than most, not as far as the trip to Williams Baptist, though.
But, you know, roughly 5 hours,
Right.
you know, give or take a little bit. And we play them anyway in non-conference, so it's no big deal. And actually, we received the schedule last week, and it works out really good for us. So we're still on the Thursday, Saturday schedule. We have a few Tuesdays lined in there. But it's a good schedule for us, and, you know, 18 ball games lined up with our conference. So it'll be a really, really busy second semester for us.
And again, that addition for the women and for several of the other sports officially starting at least July 1st of 2012 into the 13 season. So they'll be there with soccer and so the other sports as well as volleyball and basketball into the future. There's more on that at ColumbiaCougars.com. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about Caitlin Bogle and a big honor for her in her junior year. I kept thinking for some reason this morning she was a senior, but her second year with you as a junior transferring in from out of Crocker High School in the state of Missouri. Back with more about Caitlin coming up after this on the Cougar Coaches Show, Mediacom Channel 22.
At Mediacom, we know life's hectic. That's why we're doing more to simplify your life. Imagine service appointments on your schedule, technicians you don't have to wait for, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Yep, it's all part of a whole new era. Little things to help make life a little easier. Now, who doesn't want that? Mediacom, the power to simplify.
Talking Lady Cougar basketball with the head coach of the Cougars, Mike Davis. Columbia College back, still in the top 25, up another spot, number 24. 2 games left in the season. You've earned at least a tie of the AMC conference with 2 games left to play. So obviously the goal to win that conference, and it's been quite a journey.
The goal is to win 2 games this year. That's our goal.
That's the
goal.
goal.
The goal is to win 2 games.
Obviously the ups and downs of the season have been probably like none other. Every year brings its own different challenges, good and bad and different, and with obviously the rash of injuries and the way the girls have rallied around the fact that they've only got, 6 for a while and then 7 now has been kind of
we have a full bench now. We have 7.
Exactly. It amazes me every time you look down at that roster. You're just like other teams coming in here with 2 buses, and but they've rallied around that. They've used that. I know there's been a couple of write-ups in the local newspapers and some great quotes from Julie Teeple and a couple of other girls talking about, hey, it really focuses us and forces us to kind of use that, put a little chip on their shoulder, if you will, and battle hard.
We have no choice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. Yeah. And, you can either feel sorry for yourself or go to work each day. And I think that's what I'm the most proud of these young ladies. They put their hard hats on and put their pails and gone to work every day, and that's what you have to do. And it's not easy for them. It's not easy for any of us. I was having lunch today, and someone was asking me about our practices, and I mean, a different practice schedule than I've ever been on. Different way we're doing practices and trying to save legs and still improve and all those things. But it's just the situation we've all been in, and you can either worry about it or try to fight through it and get better. And so far we've done that. But again, this week is another challenge. It's all new for us.
Exactly. Caitlin Bogle, a junior, transferred here from Utah. I can't remember. Utah Valley. She was out of Crocker High School, was on the court, a great basketball player. Obviously, it was very smart, was the valedictorian and class president from her high school class, but she's on the academic All-American team.
There are a couple of All-American teams. The first one that comes out, I believe, is the Capital One All-American team. She was a third-team selection for us. I believe Taylor Evans was a third team on the guys' side as well. And Caitlin, well, she hasn't received her first B since she's been here. So we had grade checks yesterday, and she had an A- on one of her grade checks. So I had to give her some trouble, about that. But she's been a great young lady, outstanding work ethic on and off the court. Her work in the classroom is exemplary. She's been last year she was injured, had the knee injury, really fought through and rehabbed and did a great job. And she's been a very valuable player for us on the court coming off the bench. So I think she's someone that you're very proud to have here at Columbia College. And I think if you're an alum or whoever else, you say, hey, those are the people we enjoy seeing back at our school.
Well, I remember Caitlin last year, you mentioned the injury, 20th game of the season, and the next night, or the night after her surgery that morning, she was behind the bench, leg propped up, the medicine there, everything going, in her jersey, in her shorts, right there behind the bench. And I thought, as soon as I walked in, I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. She was right there with the team.
She has played part of second semester with a partial stress fracture as well. I mean, she's been in a boot whenever she's not on the court a lot of times. So, I am very, very proud of all these young ladies. I think her honor is one of the many type of honors that this group deserves for how they've done things. And yet at the same time, our quote we used a while ago, the game doesn't know, the game doesn't care. When we go to work tomorrow, nobody cares whether All-Americans or academic All-Americans. We have to go prove ourselves all over again. But this group has risen to the challenge, and I'm very proud of them that way.
Good group. And again, Saturday at home against Harris Stowe is the senior day for both the men and the women, and also the alumni. A lot of fun, I know, with Bob Burchard, the men's head coach. Last week we talked about it. It's always a good time to a lot of the former players are coming back, and they're bringing their family and friends and everybody here at the Southwell Complex, and the Cougar family just kind of grows with alum every year.
Well, we will honor 4 seniors on the women's side, 2 that are injured right now. Kayla Rice, Amanda Phillips, two young ladies who had great careers here that were just cut short, but All-American type players. Ariel Eldridge, who transferred in for only 1 season, but has been, just a dynamite player for us. And then we have someone, Kirsty Wilkerson, who's fought through 4 years. I don't know, 105, 106 victories, something like that in her time here. All 4 of them have done a great job here. We've been very, very pleased to have them, and I think that will be a great day to honor them. And then, you're talking about other players coming back. We're actually over at Mexico High School recruiting a few nights ago, and a player that graduated 2 years ago, Whitney Whitteman, is there, has her little boy. We see her after the game, and hey, I want to let you know I'm going to be there, Saturday for Alumni Day and for Senior Day. So, it is a great time to see older players come back.
Right.
Sometimes they're bringing new additions to the Cougar family, the way she will be. But it's a fun time, and it's one I think everyone in the school enjoys.
And you're growing future Cougars with recruiting. And I know you just signed another player that played at Three Rivers Community College. Talk about Brooke Godsey a little bit.
Brooke Godsey, a 6'2" girl from Gosnell, Arkansas. If you like tough kids and players that play really hard and in my mind play the right way, Brooke is one of those young ladies. She was born with 4 fouls, I think, one of those type. So she'll be fun to watch, great size, brings a lot of energy to the game, some attitude to the game, and I think she'll be a great plus for us next year. So, we've added her, a transfer that came in at the semester, Aqua Corpening, who will be with us as a new player next year from here at Hickman High School, an all-state player. So we're getting started with that recruiting for next year and doing lots of scouting right now and having people visit almost every game. We have 2 to 3 players in visiting with us, so we're looking forward to that. But our main focus is still, today at 2:30 getting a practice in, and then tomorrow at 5:30 being ready to play.
Be ready to play at Hannibal.
You see, there's a common thread here,
yes.
don't you? I'm not a multitasker at all.
We're getting ready for the full schedule again once things settle. As you mentioned with the AMC conference, you guys do have a little bit of cushion at this point, but however it schedules out for the brackets, that'll all
We
be,
have no cushion, Cosmo.
no
Okay, we
cushion.
have no cushion.
All right, I got to learn to just be quiet. I'm going to end up in practice shooting. The
Running.
Cougars running.
Running.
I need to do that. ColumbiaCougars.com for all the brackets for the postseason tournaments for both the men and the women's team. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck winning on Thursday and Saturday.
Sounds good, Cosmo.
There's Coach Mike Davis of the Columbia Lady Cougars. You've been watching the Cougar Coaches Show on MediaCom Channel 22.